everyone, to another episode of Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger.
And I'm Ken Francis.
And we're coming to you live from the Fish Report studio here in Russia, Ohio. It is Thursday night, April 5th, 2012. Thanks, everyone, for staying up with us a little bit later tonight. We got started a half hour a little later than usual, Ken, but we got a lot of sports to talk about tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do. You know, it's baseball and track season. We wrapped up basketball a week or two ago, and so we roll right into the spring sports, along with softball fast pitch.
Yeah, we got an interview we're going to show here in a little bit with the head coach of the Russia Raiders softball team, and we're going to be talking a little bit of track after the break tonight with the head coach of the Anna Rockets, Dean Stewart. Really looking forward to that.
Yes, we do, and we got even a special guest joining us that we had videotaped along with Coach Hammonds, and that's Russia pitcher Katelyn Herron. So it should be interesting.
We're going to get to that here in just a little bit. Speaking of the track, Ken, you've got a track-related trivia question tonight. Why don't you let the viewers know what you got?
Yes, we do. Tonight's winner of our trivia contest will once again win a Fish Report Live T-shirt. And the question is, Craig, 20 years ago this spring, the Houston Wildcats, who led the Houston Lady Wildcats with all 29 of their points to be the 1992 girls state runner-up in track and field.
One girl
Scored all 29 points for the Lady Wildcats of Houston. Name that female who led Houston to the state runner-up finish in the 1992 state track and field meet.
All right, well, you can send your answers in on the social stream tab, or you can send it in on our text number. It's down there on the screen. If you scroll down a little bit, you can send it on that text number. Make sure you include your name on that. All right, Ken, we've got a couple softball, baseball scores to pass along tonight.
Yes, we do. Fairlawn traveled to Fort Lorman tonight in baseball. Fort Lorman came away with a big win there tonight, 22-1. They had a complete game pitching performance by, who was it, Craig?
Darren Gephardt.
I
think he actually went 5 innings.
He went 5, but it would have been a run rule, so probably a complete game then.
True.
So Lorman gets another W, and then also a big surprise. I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but it sure does shake things up in the Shelby County League standings right off the bat. In fast pitch, Houston went over to Anna and defeated Anna 6-0. So that already gives everybody in the league, Craig, at least one loss, except for the Russia Raiders.
That's right.
So Coach Roger Hammonds, if you're listening to us out there, you've already got a 1-game lead on the competition out there. So, and it's still early. So.
Well, that's right. And speaking of the Russia Raiders, what a hot streak they've been on, Ken. 4-game winning streak right now.
Yes, they're a 4-game winning streak. They're 5-2 overall. They've been just getting some timely hitting, some just a lot of girls driving in, a lot of runs, and of course, fantastic pitching from Katelyn Herron, and just a lot of power hitting, a lot of home runs already this year for the Lady Raiders. So not only are they doing it with the pitcher on the pitcher's mound this year, Craig, they've got the bats running this year, and if you get a combination of a lot of runs scored with Katelyn Herron on the mound, they're going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, and you talked to Coach Hammonds about that last night, and Katelyn Herron a little bit too. And let's show the viewers that interview that you did last night. Check this out.
Tonight we're here at Russia Softball Complex, and we're going to talk some Russia girls softball and softball, fast pitch softball that is, and we appreciate it. We've got Coach Roger Hammonds with us tonight. Coach, thanks for joining us on Fish Report Live.
Thanks for having me.
One person we all know about is Katelyn Herron. Could you tell us a little bit about Katelyn and also the rest of the key members of your team?
Katelyn, for the most part, for 4 years, has been Russia fast pitch. She's been the dominant pitcher in the league. She's been player of the year. She's been on first team. She was actually the first freshman in Russia high school history. That's coming from a pretty good source that made first team SCL. So we were pretty proud of that fact. And first year she struggled a little bit hitting. Last year and the year before that, her sophomore year, she was one of our top 5 hitters last 2 years. So she's really improved on that. And like I said, she has been Russia fast pitch for 4 years. Tori Borchers this year has really improved her hitting. She's batting about 350 right now. Last couple years, she wasn't quite there. Her defense, she's played amazing left field for us. Had several diving catches. Livy Modden this year has really stepped it up. We started her at first base. We had to move her over to shortstop just for some defensive woes, but she's hit a couple home runs this year. She's batting about 350 as well.
There's a girl that I've been reading about, freshman Kennedy Metz.
just on fire right now. Is it obviously very unusual, I would assume, for a freshman to step into this role this quickly?
Oh, yeah. We knew she was going to be good, but we didn't know how good. She's normally been a catcher. We've kind of had her at shortstop, first base, third base, trying to find a spot for her on the field because she has to be in the lineup. She's batting about .536 right now. She has 2 home runs, I think 3 triples, about 5 doubles. She's just killing the ball right now. And she's by far the most aggressive freshman we've had coming in. Probably has the most talent of any freshman I've had in 10 years, straight coming in.
One of your goals has to be, again, Coach, to win the Shelby County League. It's always tough to win the league title, and you're off to a great start. You're 5-2 overall. Who do you feel is your biggest contenders this year in the league?
Well, obviously it's going to be Fort Laramie. However, they did lose to Anna, so we're kind of concerned about Anna right now. But I think Fort Laramie, once they get it going, they're probably going to be our biggest contender. So.
Who would you consider the local, not just necessarily the league teams, but the local power conference, if you would say? Who is the dominant power conference in fast pitch softball?
It's CCC. Cross County Conference. I know they struggle in most of the other sports, but in softball, the last 3 years they've had a team go to state. First being Ansonia, then Newton won it all, and then last year was Covington.
My last question for you, Coach, before I let you go. I have to admit I don't know a whole lot about girls softball or fast pitch. What is the circle around the pitcher's mound for?
That is that's a good question. We have a lot of questions about that. Whenever the pitcher receives the ball in the circle, if you are a base runner, you have 1 second to decide, am I going to the next base or do I go back to the base I was on if you're off the base. If you don't decide in that 1 second, and that's an umpire's judgment, 1 second, you're out.
Great. Well, listen, Coach, best of luck to you. You've been very successful at Russia, coaching girls softball. You've had some great kids come through the program, and, you're very competitive again this year, and we have Fish Report. Just wish you the best of luck.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We have Katelyn Herron with us right now. Katelyn is the star Russia pitcher for the fast pitch softball team. Katelyn, congratulations on all your accomplishments this year already. And, I've got to ask you, you've been through it for 3 years. You're your 4th year, your senior year. What kind of goals and accomplishments would you like to have this year?
Well, first off, I'd like to break my own strikeout record. I think it's up to 244, so that's one of my main goals. Also, my hitting last year, I batted 350-ish, and I'd like to stay with that batting average. I'd like to have a winning record as most people, and I'd like to make a big tournament run. I know in past years, our tournament games, we've always been up by a lot, and then we kind of suffer at the end, but so hopefully we can make a nice big tournament run this year.
Well, good luck with that. The last question I'll ask you is, leadership as a senior. Obviously, on the field, you perform at the highest level possible. How about the leadership role that you've taken with freshmen and sophomores? How do you get them to build into the program and just to show your senior leadership?
This year, I felt a lot of pressure, I guess you could say. But me, along with Tori Borchers and Lindsay Ball, the other seniors, I feel that we've kind of taken in the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors have helped as well, and they're great. I mean, they do everything asked of them, and they're always working hard. So I think they're going to turn out to be good ball players.
Well, that's great, Katelyn. And here at Fish Report, we appreciate the time you spent with us, and good luck to you this season.
Thanks for having me.
That was the head coach of the Russia Lady Raiders, Roger Hammonds, and pitcher Katelyn Herron. Ken, one thing not mentioned in that video was actually this week on Monday, Katelyn had a no-hitter against Botkins. She almost had a perfect game. She actually, I think, only one runner reached on an error, but that runner actually got thrown out stealing, so she faced the minimum number of batters, had 10 strikeouts. 10 of the 15 batters she faced in that game, she struck out. And then on Tuesday against Versailles, I think she had 9 strikeouts. So what a start to her senior year for Katelyn Herron.
Yeah, she's on her way to getting some of those goals that she set out to do. And, like Coach Hammond said earlier, she has been Russia softball the last 4 years. She's been instrumental to the whole program and just does a fantastic job. So all you listeners out there, you ever get a chance to go watch her pitch, we would highly recommend it.
Yeah. And how about Kennedy Metz? He touched on her a little bit too.
Yes, he did. Kennedy Metz this week, as a matter of fact, today's paper, she was named the Sydney Daily News Athlete of the Week. All she did last week in 4 games, her first 4 games in a varsity fast pitch uniform, she drove in 15 runs.
Wow.
Had a couple home runs, several triples, about 4 doubles. And then this week she got off to a start where she drove in 4 more runs against Bakken. So, what a start for young freshman Kennedy Metz.
Sure is, and Coach Hammonds mentioned a couple other players in that video too. Tori Borchers and Olivia Monitor are starting to having a good season to start out. A couple that he did mention, I know Alexa Counts is having a pretty good season to start out. And just this week, a couple other players that you might not hear much about. Casey Albers, Emily Fairchild had a couple good games this week too. So sounds like the Raiders are clicking on all cylinders here to start the season out.
Yes, they are. And like we mentioned earlier, they're kind of in the driver's seat already. You hate to say that, this early in the season, but they're going to be tough to beat, and they've already got a 1-game lead.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our softball talk. Let's take a short break here, Ken. When we come back, we're going to get head coach of the Anna Rockets, Dean Stewart, on the phone, ask him a few questions about track and the big Anna Invitational coming up this weekend. So stay tuned.
This old American girl, restless girls is ready for the night. All the ready for the night. 17 pissed at the world, we don't know why, but it's worth fighting for. Tomorrow's just a lifetime away, but tonight is everything. It's another small town song about nothing ever going on a Friday night. Heading to town, score some bills and get up to rising. Check out the local bands, tie on a bus and take a chance with a pretty girl just to get shot down. Just another night in a small town. Been there for a while, feeling good, no doubt. Carrie's mending a broken heart. Bob's down and waiting since she's tired of it all. Can't hang out the mill no more. The cops ran us off the wild night show. We'll just cruise the outskirts of town till we run out of beer, all the gas runs out.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were talking some girls softball, Lady Raider softball in particular. Now we're going to be talking a little bit of track, and we're going to be talking more about Anna Rockets head boys coach, Dean Stewart. We're going to get him on the phone here to talk about a little Anna track, a little bit of county track, and the big Anna Invitational coming up this weekend. And like I said, on the phone right now, we do have the head coach of the Anna Rockets, Dean Stewart. Dean, thanks for joining us tonight on Fish Report Live.
I'm glad to be on.
Well, good. Well, welcome to the show, Coach. We've got a lot of famous coaches on the show, so we're going to add your list to our list of famous coaches.
Dean, I want to ask you, I know you've been a cross-country coach and a track coach at Anna for a lot of years. How many years exactly have you been coaching?
This is my 27th year in track, and I've coached 26 years of cross country.
27 years of track, and 27 in cross-country and 26 in track?
The other way, 27, I have one more track than I do cross.
Okay, all right. We talked a lot about the Anna Lady Rockets this winter and the tremendous run they had during the basketball season. We're just starting to talk about spring sports right now. Not real up to speed on the Rockets. How are the Rockets doing in track right now?
Well, we're doing really well. Again, we're real strong in the sprints. Had a kid that came out to play 2 years of baseball, Nate Bolheimer, and he's run 11-2 already this year. And have Cole Ferguson and Brady Cates returning from last year's relay teams that won the state. So last week at one of our meets, we had 6 kids under 11.9, so definitely our strength. We have Maverick Long returning in the discus. He's already thrown over 150. And Jeremy Binsman jumped over 22 feet indoors. And our distance runners, mostly freshmen and sophomore, but have had a great start to the year already. All of them have broken PRs from last year already.
Well, that's a great way to get started, and I know you had a meet this week. Did you have one tonight, or I know you had a quad meet maybe on Tuesday?
Yeah, and then we were at Minster tonight, but we were running more of our JV runners because of the Anna Invitational on Saturday.
That's right. Speaking of the Anna Invitational, that's a big meet every year. That's an annual thing, and can you tell us some of the teams that will be there on Saturday?
Yeah, this is the 23rd year for Anna Invitational. We'll have 11 teams, but they're all big teams that will pretty much fill all the events. You have Anna, Botkins, Fort Jennings, Houston, Lehman, Minster, New Bremen, New Knoxville, Troy Christian, and Rushi returns to the Anna Invitational after being not coming for maybe the last 6-7 years in West Liberty, Salem.
Wow, a lot of big schools there. Before I give it to Ken here, can you maybe tell us about any individual performers that we maybe should watch for this Saturday?
Well, I was looking through the heat sheets that were sent in, and I was also looking at like the rankings on mile split, and basically every event's going to have 2 to 3 individuals ranked in the top 10 in the state. Minster on the boys' side, Minster's relays 4x8, 4x2, 4x1 are all ranked real high. Both sets in West Liberty Salem have very good 4x1s and 4x2s. Long jump, you have Binsman and Collins. Binsman from Anna and Collins from Minster, who are both two of the top 5 jumpers in the state. The discus is going to be really good with Maverick Long from Anna. In the 2 throwers, Winter and Will from Minster, that's 3 throwers in the top 5 in the state. On the girls' side, you're looking at like Minster, West Liberty, and Botkins on the 4x8 that are all ranked in the top 10, and then Rushi's in the top 15, so that should be a great 4x8. Jackie Steepering of Rushi, she's been pretty dominant early in the hurdles. I think she's ranked 3rd right now in the 300 and 4th in the 100. The distance racers should see Allison Roth of Houston and Natalie Fossey meet up in the mile and 2 mile, and that should be really good. And West Liberty Salem has Meg Vogel and some other girls that will make them very strong. And I think, like Emily Borchers for Rushi has had a very strong beginning in her high jump.
That's good, Coach. Yeah, it's definitely going to be some good competition. I'm looking forward to making the trip over to Anna on Saturday. Haven't been there in a while, and especially to the Anna Invitational, so it should be good. Your track program, Coach, has been very good, like you said before, especially in the sprints. How do you relate these same athletes that are running track sprints to their success on the football field? I know several of them compete in both sports. And do you and Coach Rioch work together a lot with these sprinters?
Yeah, I would definitely say football has helped our sprint program a lot because Rioch pretty much during the winter, he continues the weightlifting program and he does a lot of speed enhancement. They do 40s once a week. So pretty much when they come into track season, I know they're in shape, so I really only have to concentrate pretty much on the distance runners during the winter.
Right.
Rioch's very good at promoting track, too. He's done a great job there. We've been fortunate at Anna because I know there's a lot of programs where they'll tell the kids they need to be in the weight room in the winter and the spring and not doing other sports.
I think it's nice that you compliment Coach Rioch there, but I bet if I talked to Coach Rioch, he would say that the track program has complemented the football program.
I think it does go hand in hand. They come out for track and they get some speed endurance because no matter what people think, the 100's not a full-out sprint. You can only hold speed for about 60 meters. And, that does translate to the football where the kids are getting into the fourth quarter and, maybe breaking a long run down the sideline and they're going to, some of that speed enhancement and speed endurance go hand in hand.
I seen one of your athletes, one of your better sprinters, and also a good football player. Spent actually some time with him this past winter at FAST up in Lima. Not for sure if you're familiar with FAST or not, but one of your sprinters by the name of Cole Ferguson, a very, very fast individual. Explain how his workouts at FAST and also maybe what his plans are after he graduates from Anna.
Well, Cole's probably been, he's a super hard worker, and he's been going to FAST for 2 or 3 years, and he's used it to focus not only on track but on football. And he is going to play football at Ball State. I think he's the first Division I and athlete to go play football in a Division I program. It's helped him a lot. Not only, I think it's definitely made him faster, but it's developed a sense of, work ethic and focus and, wanting to compete at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a few kids now at Anna going up to FAST.
Good, good. Well, Coach, before I let you go, I want to thank you, and actually you and your wife both. You guys do a lot of behind-the-scenes work on a lot of the local 5Ks, and that is very much appreciated, and you do a great job, and I know these communities appreciate it as well. So thank you, and also your wife.
Thank you.
Coach, we're going to let you go. We want to thank you for joining us on the show tonight. Good luck at the Anna Invitational. Both Ken and I plan on being there, and it sounds like it's going to be a great meet.
I'll see you guys there then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was the head coach of the Anna Rockets, Dean Stewart. Ken, that Invitational sounds like it's going to be a heck of a meet and a lot of fun. They do a good job running that every year, too.
Yes, they do. Dean keeps things on pace, and, there's nothing more frustrating than going to some of these big track meets, big invitationals, when things just drag out forever. But Coach Stewart and his crew over there in Anna do a really nice job. So looking forward to it. And, is there any particular races in particular, Craig, you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm a distance guy, and I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to that 3,200. Allison Roth, of course, is going to be there. I saw Allison run a couple weeks ago at Versailles. Allison ran a 12:19 at Versailles, which is a very good time. She's one of the state's best, in my opinion, in that race. Dean mentioned Natalie Fossey running that race as well. Got kind of a big surprise, though, this week. Lauren Francis from Rushi, who I know you know very well. She ran her first race after coming off a stress fracture, ran at Northridge, ran a 12:18. And that's a great time, especially for someone coming off an injury that's probably not 100%. So you get Lauren and Allison and I guess Natalie in that race. It's going to be a heck of a race. And then there might be another surprise. Talk to Coach over at West Liberty there, Ann Vogel, and I think she's teetering on whether Meg Vogel is going to run the 3,200 over there too. And Meg actually had a stadium record at West Liberty here last week, I believe it was, ran 11:53. So
but she's a great runner, and it's going to be good. Definitely going to be good competition.
Yeah, you get all them girls running that race together, and that for me that would be the highlight of the day for me. So we'll see if it happens, but you never know in track. You gotta put your runners where they're going to be best for your team.
That's
so
right.
What about you? Any particular race you're looking forward to?
Well, myself too would be that same race, obviously. But if it wasn't for that race, I guess I'd be looking at some of these sprint relays. The 4x1, the 4x2, and the boys, especially on the boys' side, with Minster and Anna. Two of the top sprint programs in the state right now, and they're just going to be fantastic races.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. All right, that's going to do it for our track talk. That's going to do it for our show tonight. Before we end things, though, Ken, let's get to our trivia question. It was a track trivia question. You want to read that question again, and we'll find out if we had a winner?
We do got a winner tonight, Craig. And the question was, name the Houston athlete who 20 years ago in 1992 scored all of her team's 29 points to bring home the state runner-up trophy to Houston. Name that Houston athlete. That athlete, Craig, was Stacy Ritter. Stacy Ritter.
I remember.
You remember her, and I remember it as well. I don't know, Stacy, where you're at now or these days, but hopefully you hear that you were the answer to our trivia question tonight. So, and the winner tonight she's a two-time winner. Ann Vogel from West Liberty is the winner. And you've already got a t-shirt, so we're going to get you something else this time. I think it's going to be a Fish Report bumper sticker.
That's what she needs. A fish
Fish
report bumper
report
sticker.
bumper sticker.
All right, all right. All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Congratulations, Ann, on winning that. Before we go, though, I want to thank some people. Thank all of our sponsors, of course. Thank Coach Hammonds and Katelyn Herron for doing that interview for us last night. Special thanks to Coach Stewart there for joining us on the show tonight. Hope we didn't keep anyone up past their bedtime tonight. We should be back at our regular time, though, next week at 9 o'clock. So thanks for watching, everyone. And for Ken Francis, I'm Craig Fissinger saying good night.